In the palace of the Phaeacians, Odysseus continues his account. After the destruction of the ships by the Lastrygonians, only one vessel and one crew remained. They sailed for days until they reached an island covered with thick forests. Odysseus identified it as the island of Ia. They landed in silence. The men, worn down by their losses, no longer had the confidence of earlier days. Odysseus divided the crew into two groups and decided to explore the interior of the island. One group remained near the ship, while the other, led by Eurylochus, ventured into the woods. They advanced until they reached a house built of polished stone. Around the dwelling moved wolves and lions. They did not attack, but approached gently, like animals that had been tamed. The companions were surprised, yet they did not retreat. From inside the house came the sound of singing. It was Circe. She was weaving and singing with a clear voice. Eurylochus and the others called out, and the woman invited them to enter. The companions accepted, except for Eurylochus, who remained outside, wary of the calm appearance of the place. Circe offered them food and drink. In the food and wine she mixed a drug. When the companions had drunk, Circe touched them with her wand and transformed them into swine. Their minds remained human, but their bodies were changed. She shut them in a pen and fed them acorns and roots. As if they were animals, Eurylochus, who had stayed outside, saw what had happened and ran back to the ship. He told Odysseus about the transformation and urged him not to approach the house. Odysseus listened, but decided to go. He could not abandon his men. He set out alone. On the way, he met a young man of radiant appearance. It was the god Hermes, sent by the gods to help him. Hermes revealed Circe's power and gave him a herb called moly, which would protect him from the enchantment. Odysseus reached the house. Circe welcomed him as she had welcomed the others and offered him a drink. Odysseus drank, but the potion had no effect. When Circe touched him with her wand, the transformation did not take place. Odysseus drew his sword and held it against her. Circe realized she was facing a man protected by the gods. She asked who he was and understood that he must be Odysseus, the man whose coming had been foretold to her. She changed her attitude and promised to restore his companions to their human form. Odysseus accepted, but first demanded an oath. He wanted assurance that she would not plot further harm. Circe swore solemnly. Then she freed the companions, restoring their human shape and even making them stronger and younger than before. Odysseus returned to the ship and brought the remaining men to Circe's house. There they were received and hosted. They remained on the island for an entire year, living in abundance of food and wine. For the first time after many losses, the crew experienced a period of rest, but time was passing. At last, it was the companions themselves who reminded Odysseus of home. They asked him to resume the journey. Odysseus turned to Circe and requested guidance for the return. Circe told him that before reaching Ithaca he had to undertake a different voyage. He had to descend into the realm of Ithaca, dead, and consult the seer Tiresias, in order to learn the fate that awaited him. In the palace of the Phaeacians, Odysseus concludes this part of his story. After facing monsters and giants, his path would now lead him toward shadow and the world of the dead. The journey continued, and it was becoming deeper still.